What's up, guys? So if you don't already know, I've recently updated from Windows 10 2.1H1 to the beta preview Windows 11 2.1H2, and I just wanted to run a couple of quick benchmarks to show if there's any significant difference in gaming performance and, to make sure everything's running stable and stuff. So I've still got the original 21.7.2 drivers, like it didn't erase them or anything. I have Windows driver updates turned off, so it's only manual updates for me and Windows updates. And yeah, no issues so far. There is a slight bug, like with dragging windows, for example. It was lagging when I would drag this window around, and it would like be a delay. Like if I went like this in a circle, I'd already be over here with the mouse, and then the window would be like moving in slow motion. That is a bug with polling rates, if you don't already know. So if the polling rate on your mouse is like up to 1000 hertz, try setting it to anything under 1000 and it should fix that issue. So setting it to 500 hertz polling rate fixes the window drag issue. And that same issue was apparent in File Explorer as well for anyone that's encountered it. Just turn your polling rate down. And I was actually able to turn it down, reboot, and turn it back to 1000 for File Explorer. But then I still had the issue with dragging the little Windows Media Player window. So I think they'll iron out those bugs in time. It hasn't been an issue for gaming. But anyway, we'll run the benchmarks and see how they perform. So I've got the previous results here, and we're just going to be putting new ones in. Only these two for now, but I will be doing more game testing on Windows 11 as well. So thanks for tuning in, guys. Cheers. So looks like within margin of error, there's a slightly lower max and minimum, but I could also put that down to not fully skipping through all the scenes before running the benchmark. So when you saw me start it up, I didn't really skip through like I normally do. I normally skip through every single scene. Just doing something as simple as that can affect the minimum and the max, is it preloads the scenes a little bit so that it doesn't have to load it on the spot, basically. So not a big deal. I'm not going to bother doing like multiple runs. That's all. That's basically within margin of error. I wouldn't be fussed. If you're wondering, I did double check stuff like game mode. Made sure game mode was disabled. I just keep it disabled because even though it can help on weaker systems in some situations, when it causes a problem, it tends to be worse when there are certain games that have issues with game mode. So I've just kept it off. I haven't messed with anything else. And yeah, that average is round about what I would get anyway. Like because it's so close, then yeah, I'd say margin of error. Anyway, superposition, and yeah, then I'm done. Cheers. So yeah, within margin of error, that's what we like to see. So one nice thing about Superposition, because it loads the GPU so heavily, these results, like in terms of the OS, are literally on par with each other. So it's like basically running the same OS. Would you believe it? So yeah, you can see here like within 7 points, margin of error, of course, but yeah, just like the fact that it's so close, like within decimals of performance, I would say it's fairly safe. I'm not sure about running competitive settings at really high frame rates. It looks to be ballpark same performance, but there might be situations if you're pushing like lower settings, 200 to 300 FPS, where there might be a difference. I haven't tested that yet, obviously, but just to make you aware that it's something you'd want to look up specific benchmarks for, or I'd have to do a low settings run to try to do that later if anyone actually requested it. But other than that, I'd say it's fairly safe. Like I've been using it. It's stable. If I do run into any issues, I'll make a big post about it. Like I'll make a video on it if there tends to be some kind of uh, OS breaking bug that stops me gaming or recording videos properly. So thanks for tuning in, guys, and watching, and I'll see you in the next driver update. See you.